welcome back to Matchday. I'm Verity Marchant.
And I'm Dorothy Berger.
And on tonight's schedule, we have an evening filled with games in the Premier North-South League. There's been a short delay to netball, which will tip off shortly, followed by men's basketball at 8 p.m, where they take on Newcastle.
In the netball, MMU are facing Nottingham and Trent, but before we get into the main events of the night, we have some interesting insights to share with you from netball players.
Besides their studies and playing for MMU, some of the athletes have already taken a big step out into some of the big leagues and play across the country with Manchester Thunder, but also internationally.
On behalf of Matchday Live and Student Radar, our reporter Eddie Osborne had a chat with MMU and Manchester Thunder player Megan Bentley and Alice McGeehee ahead of the game.
I'm here with Megan and Alice today. First and foremost, both returning to Platt Lane for your first match of the season. How does it feel to be back home?
To be fair, it feels really good. I feel like for the whole team as well, because we did have an away game last week, which kind of threw us into it a bit. But it is really good to be back home.
Loving the vibes, everyone's so nice, everyone's cheerful after our last game, and we're just looking forward to the season.
Cool. And I caught up with your two new scholars earlier, and they're very excited to be part of the team. What's it like having new faces around?
It's really good to be fair, because I feel like the team over the past 2 years is really connected. And then obviously a few more going over the past year, but it is really good having Faith and Chapay in the team, because I feel like they bring a really good energy, which obviously we need.
Just freshening up our style of play, just adding new vibes and energy, as Megan has said.
Cool. And Alice, you've recently qualified for Scotland, the Scottish Thistles, I believe. Yeah. How does that feel? And just tell us about the whole experience.
Such a privilege. I mean, I spent a while in the Thistles pathway. It's just, I'm really proud to wear the dress.
And what's it like having international as a teammate?
It's really helpful, to be honest. Yeah, it's really good, and especially if people hear about how we've got an international person like on the team, that obviously makes us look good because Alice is with us. So yeah, that's really great for us.
And you both play for the Thunder under 23s. Yeah, again, just talk us through that. What does it feel like? What's the difference from here to the Manchester Met team?
To be fair, I think it's our 8th year, I think, for me and Alice in the pathway. So we grew up in the pathway. But yeah, to be fair, it's not that much different. Obviously, with Thunder, we've got a lot of girls that we've played with for like many years. So we've already got that connection, whereas MMU, it's a little bit different. We've got to build them connections like through pre-season and through, obviously, the season as well. But yeah, it's absolutely great being in Thunder, to be honest. Because the coaches are great, players are great, so yeah.
Yeah, but as Megan said, it's just a great culture overall. Yeah. We're just adding to it what we've brought from Thunder, and just skill level is just excellent.
Sounds great. And how has pre-season been leading up to the new season? Is it tough? Is it easy? Are you excited?
Yeah, so pre-season's been kind of tough, to be honest. Obviously, Paige isn't going to make it easy for us. Because obviously if we have an easy pre-season, then it won't obviously pay off in the season against other people. So yeah, fitness has been quite tough, giving us a little bit of blast throughout the training session, just to make us work like under fatigue, which obviously suits us and hopefully is going to help us throughout pre-season, so yeah.
Just hoping to reap the rewards of fitness and just get all the connections going from team members, which is working really well. Everyone's getting along really nicely, and hopefully we'll see that as we play.
Playing Trent for your first home game of the season. They've had 2 losses on the bounce so far, and you've only played 1. So do you hope to capitalise on the 2 losses, or do you think the match fitness will play a factor?
I feel like definitely, well, we've got fitness as well, because pre-season's been quite hard, as I said before. Yeah. But I feel like we'll definitely capitalise on the fact that they've had 2 losses, and I feel like we've got a bit more of a fresh legs as well. So that's more of a positive for us, to be honest, because we've had more time in pre-season. But to be fair, Trent are a tough team, and it won't be an easy game for us. It'll be quite close, but hopefully we'll pull through at the end.
We're a very resilient team going back from last week's game. I think we're all very positive, and as we can see from training today, it's just bouncing back. I think we'll be really well.
Cool, thank you for speaking to me, guys. One final question. What are your score predictions for tomorrow?
Oh, that's actually a tough one. I'm going for us winning, so I reckon we'll score around 52. And they're going to score 41.
close one.
Yes.
It is going to be a close game, I can tell, but I think I'm saying more 60s.
Are you?
60,
Okay.
52 kind of vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Great, I'm loving that confidence. Alice, Megan, thank you so much for your time.
It will be a game with a lot of end-to-end action if Alice and Megan are correct with tonight's score prediction.
And alongside the experienced players like Alice and Megan, there have been some new players settling into the squad ahead of this first home game of the season. So Eddie also caught up with the two new netball scholars, Chope Ilele-Boye and Avnier.
I'm here with Chope and Faith, two of our new scholars for the netball. So your first ever game at Platt Lane, how does it feel to be here?
It's really exciting. I can't wait to play my first home game with all the girls and with Paige, and for all my friends and family to come watch. So yeah.
I can't wait to play with a home crowd. I feel like the motivation and just the vibe of the home game would be enough to make us win, hopefully.
Yeah.
Cool, and with your first home game of the season, do you intend to start as you go on for the rest of the season?
Yes, definitely. I think all the girls want to win our first home game, and we want to continue that winning streak and play the best we can throughout the season. So, yeah.
Of course, we want to start the season off better than we did last week and hopefully win this game and carry on a winning streak, I should say.
Cool. Nice. And you're both new recruits this year. How would you say, are there any other new recruits, and how do you say the team is this season? How's it shaping up?
In the first, I think it's just me and you. It's just me and Faith, so it's quite nice. All the older girls, second and third years, they made us feel quite welcome, made us like younger sisters, and it's really good. And Paige has been really supportive as well, making sure we're always all right, always checking up on us. So yeah, it's like a nice little family.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no other thoughts. And what are your overall hopes for the upcoming season?
I think just developing in our units, taken away from our last game against Loughborough. I think just really developing as a unit and learning how each other play, so then we can progress into the season and be better.
I think I want to build a better unit with the girls. After our last game last week, I would like to build up on that and get the feedback we've gotten from Paige and use that as a stepping stone to become a better team.
And how has Paige been so far?
Oh, she's been really good. So she's also my coach, our coach at Thunder. So me and Faith also do the netball outside of uni as well. And it's been so good because she's made sure our workload isn't too much. So say if we have gym, then a game, or training the next day, she's made sure everything's fine for us, and that we're not doing too much during the week.
As well as her being our coach for Thunders and MME, she's also my coach for our club outside of school and our franchise. So having her as the coach for all three of them is really helpful because I'm not being taught different things and it's consistent throughout. So yeah, she's been lovely overall.
Cool, thank you. You're on to the match. You're facing Nottingham Trent, who have now lost 2 of the bounce for their first 2 opening games. Do you hope to capitalise on this?
Yes, definitely, because we've only had 1 game, and yeah, we lost, but it was probably the hardest game of the season for us because it was away and it was the winners of last year's. And I think Trent will be a hard team, it will be challenging for us, but hopefully we can capitalise on their 2 losses and move on and win, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope of course it's Trent. It's going to be a hard game, but with our bond and our unit, we're hoping to win and capitalise off of that and at least get points on the board.
Cool, thank you. And Trent have played 1 more game in the season than you so far. Do you think that's to your advantage or disadvantage? Because does that match fitness and factors play into account?
I think it could be a pro and a con for us. A pro that they may be a bit more tired than we are and a bit more fatigued maybe and disheartened as well from playing 2 games and losing. But also maybe for us, because we're still building connections, still new. We just had our first game last week. A few of the girls were injured. Some weren't able to play due to higher priorities. So it'll be good for us to see how we do in this next game with the full team and at home.
I don't really think it will be a downfall for us, particularly I just think that since it's Trent, all we have to do is, they don't know how we play, and we played against Loughborough, which is the hardest team to play against, so it's not really a difference, but I think we can use that to an advantage as the hardest team, and then try and capitalise off of that.
Cool, great. Thank you so much. Just one last thing. Any score predictions?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like it will be a close game up until maybe like the third quarter, because the third quarter is always like the deciding quarter in netball. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll be able to pull away quite early on, if not by the third quarter.
At the end of the day, I'm just hoping to win. Whether that be by 1 point or by a margin, I just want to win.
After last week's loss against Loughborough, both the seasoned players and the new scholars are eager to possibly secure the season's first home win tonight.
Tip-off should be just around the corner, but before that we want to remind you about the second stream tonight, the men's basketball at 8 p.m, back on this YouTube channel.
But for now, let's turn all our attention toward the netball and our commentary of Louis Lesau, who will lead you through tonight's game. Enjoy!
Welcome to Matchday Live. We're here at Platt Lane Sports Complex for the Bucs Premier clash between Manchester Met's women's first team against Nottingham Trent women's first team. Today's a very special game. Nottingham have lost twice already, and Manchester have only lost one game. This is our lineup for today's match. For Man Met, we have different positions today. So it's different to what's on the board compared to what I have on my sheet. But we have Faith Avnier at goalkeep, Alice McGeehee for goal defense, Chope Leboye, sorry for that mispronunciation, she's working at wing defense. At the centre we have Neve Skillicorn for wing attack, Millie Ashworth Hill. For the goal attack, we have Sienna Brooks, and goal shoot, Maisie Stevens. For Nottingham Trent's team, today we have Sophie Murray as a goal shoot, Rachel Duckers as the goal attack, Izzy Pig for the wing attack, Millie Van Yerop in the centre, Maisha Quinn as the wing defence, Jo Hay as the goal defence, and Ella Maltby as a goal keep. We'll be right back with you in a short moment once the game starts. Thank you. So welcome back. The game's about to start. I have Eleanor Jorgensen by my side, one of the MMU's team members. She's currently injured. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Just ready to watch a good game of netball.
It will definitely be a good game. I think both teams have a lot to give, especially Nottingham having lost twice now. They want to prove themselves and don't want to start a losing streak. And same with MMU. It's their first home game, so they've got a lot to prove. I think we had a bit of contact. Let's see if we possibly have the first points of the match. And there we go.
Let's go for Maisie.
Maisie, okay, yes. Yeah, so you're going to help me out with the names. I don't know the team. I do apologise. I will try my best. So now we have Trent on the attack. Their first attack. Well, first try. So that was Sophie Murray, scored the point for Nottingham Trent. The intensity is not that high at the moment, but I think it should be because it's the first quarter. But I'm definitely expecting a lot from both teams. My prediction, I think it's safe to predict that this game will be very intense and very close. They both have a lot to prove. I think it's picking up a bit now. They're warming up, getting into the game.
I think the thing about Nottingham Trent is they're always our closest competitor. I think the games this is the one where it could go either way.
Yeah.
Like some of the bigger teams, it's going to go, where they stand with that.
You can have an easy prediction with teams like Loughborough, whereas Nottingham Trent, I think in the league, Manchester's just above Nottingham, but there's not a big difference in terms of points. So yeah, I do agree. It's a very similar team. So it could go both ways. I am very interested to see the two scholars on the first team today. It's their first home game, so I hope that they feel very welcomed and supported by the crowd. I haven't managed to go outside and see the size of the crowd, but they mentioned friends and family were coming over, so it'll be very nice to see.
They have mixed into the team really well. They both play first and kind of played with some of the players before, so it'd be nice to see them to play with everyone.
Megan mentioned, Megan Bentley, mentioned on Monday that they've been integrating the team very quickly and they're very good. It's fresh set of experience, new perspective, so definitely adds a positive outcome to the team. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to bring to today's game. We've missed a few points, I do apologise, but we're currently sitting at 3-2 for MMU. Yeah, going quite quickly, I must say. But I'm not seeing a lot of blocking from both teams. They're just shooting and it's going straight in. So maybe that's part of the tactics. I'm not sure. Maybe that's something you guys discussed.
Yeah, I think sometimes it starts out everyone's a bit more cautious about contacting and going for it. But I think as you warm into the game, you figure out how your player plays.
Okay.
You start to go for a lot more ball. So hopefully, as this quarter goes on, it'll get a bit more. The intensity will lift a bit.
An increase, yes. Oh, that's all right. Incomplete pass. Oh, so why did MMU just get the ball back? It seemed like they dropped it out of bounds, but
I think it was a contact.
Okay.
Just over the line.
Right,
straight into Maisie.
some good footwork going on. Nice one.
Whereas Maisie's been in the team for 2 years now, so she's been on main shooter.
Maisie Stevens. No, I remember seeing her last year, very active around the D, scoring lots of points as well. I mean, it's the only position that can really score the main points. So
Not a goal attack.
yeah, it's understandable that it'll be. No, she definitely. People remember her.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to see her playing with Sierra as well, goal attack. Because they don't usually play together, so to see how they figure it out for the game will be interesting.
See if their chemistry works.
Yeah.
If they can get good chemistry going during the game. Oh, again, good footwork. Let's see if Macy can score another point. Nicely done. So there's 10 minutes left and it's already 6-5 to MMU. It's a very close game and predicted at the start. And it's only just the first quarter, so I think second, third quarter is going to get very intense. That's what some of the girls mentioned on Monday during the pre-game interviews. Third quarter most likely will be the deciding quarter of the game.
Usually, yeah. I think in the beginning it always goes goal for goal until someone makes the break, and then it can go either way, really.
It's looking like that, yes.
Although it does look like Manchester have had more of the ball than Nottingham at the moment.
Yeah, they're holding the ball a lot more, but the points are still very close. I think at the moment Nottingham's quite efficient with getting the ball and scoring quickly, but Manchester's doing a very good job at holding it. So if they can continue that way, I think that will definitely help them out throughout the next 3 quarters of the game.
Great interception from
Chopin, yes, one of the sports scholars. You've been injured, so you might not have played, but have you managed to spend a bit of time with the new sports scholars on the team? What are your opinions of them?
Yeah, so I've played. We did all pre-season. I only got injured last week, so all the way leading up to this game, we have all played together. It'd be nice to work with them because I'm a defender as well, so I've been with them with Faith and Chopin in the defending circle. Just a bit unfortunate that I can't play with them, which I think we were starting to get a good
rhythm going.
Yeah, we're trying to figuring each other out how we work in the circle, but hopefully the second half of the season we'll get a chance to do that with them.
Hopefully, I mean, there's still the whole season left. Hopefully, your injury isn't that bad that you can't play all year. Is it that bad?
We don't know yet.
We're not sure. Okay, we'll know about it later. Macy's doing a very good job. Maisie Stevens, apologies. Noticing her footwork is it's on today. It's definitely something I've noticed between the two teams. MMU's goal shoot, Maisie Stevens, is working a lot harder to get that extra, that lunge into closer to the post compared to Nottingham Trent. I haven't seen that much from Trent's side.
So just to interrupt there, they've just switched out Faith for Libby. I'm not sure if it looks like there's been a bit of an injury there, so we'll just make sure she's okay. Might be an ankle. Libby's a 4th year. She's played for 4 years. She's been a big part of that, so see what she can do on the court now.
And Libby playing at wing defence, or have they swapped around the positions?
So Libby's just gone into goalkeeper.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. Yes, Faith has gone out. Yeah, goalkeeper. I do apologise. So yes, a substitution for Libby going on instead of Faith Avnier at goalkeeper. Yeah. Okay. So talk to me about Alice McGeehee. I do apologise if I've mispronounced her last name. I've recently learned that she's started playing with Scotland or training with them.
I think she's playing. She's definitely in their youth programme, but I think she might have just been moved up to their main programme, been selected for one of their competitions. Alice is amazing. She's just so good. So she always plays well.
Yeah.
Can't really say much else than that.
She's just good.
She's just good.
A good player. Okay. Oh, so there we go. That's another point. Nottingham have managed to close the gap. It wasn't a big gap, only 3 points, but it's still very close. I do get the impression that the intensity is slowly picking up. I think, like you mentioned earlier, it takes the first quarter for the players to get used to it, to learn about their opponents.
It's just figuring each other out.
Exactly.
Like how they play.
10-10 with 5 minutes left.
Nice play around the circle.
Mrs. Stevens again. I'm going to be honest, I can't remember the last time I saw Maisie miss a shot. She hasn't missed one today. And last year was very similar. She definitely knows. It's her skill. She's in the right position and she's doing a great job.
She definitely
MMU is...
If you get the ball to Maisie, you know it's going to go in the goal.
It's going in. So, no, that's a great player.
I think she's playing for Tameside.
Okay.
So quite a few of the girls play for Tameside as well. So I think that really helps in that they play together outside of uni as well.
Yeah, it was mentioned. I think your coach as well is the coach for the MMU first team, but then also for maybe Tameside as well. I know she coaches a couple other teams.
Yeah, I think she's definitely involved with Tameside and maybe some other teams.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Oh, okay, Tony's got the ball back. And we've got another... No, that was the previous substitution we had 5 minutes ago.
It's the contact call there for Manchester.
Explain the contact rule with me, because compared to other contact sports where you're allowed contact, I feel like there's a very different definition of contact in netball compared to rugby. What exactly is the rule, and why would you get penalised?
So, I think it is a bit vague on the rules, and it can be quite subjective depending on the umpire you've got. You can't run into the other person, you can't...
Okay.
It's basically, you can't have any like physical... I'm trying to find a good way to explain it. You can't
Any
hit them.
directed...
Yeah. There's a bit of leniency in that you...
Because it is a contact sport. I think that is definitely one of the big misconceptions of netball. People think it's a non-contact sport, but the players come out with cuts, bruises, dislocated shoulders.
Yeah.
You've seen it all, so it's quite interesting to see that balance between not being allowed to touch the player, but it gets very physical.
I think as well, the umpires know it's going to get physical, but it's when it goes that step too far from one side that they have to call it.
Okay, good pass. Let's see if we can get it over to Maisie. The umpire's just called contact against Maisie Stevens. Nicely done. So that brings us to 14-12 for MMU. With only a minute 45 seconds left. I mean, if we're going to continue at this rate, it will be a very close game in terms of points. It is very impressive watching Stevens play. She will attempt shots from quite far away around the D, and I don't think you see that confidence in many players, in many goal shoots in that position.
A lot of shooters do want to shoot quite close to the post, so it's nice to know that wherever she'll land, she'll shoot it.
Yeah.
And it'll go in.
Nice, they got the rebound.
Nice from Libby.
Nice done from MMU, got the rebound.
And the contact call.
Let's see if MMU can get some extra few points before the end of the first quarter. Working around, interception by Trent. Goal attack.
Just missing someone driving through the middle there. Everyone seemed to be in one place. Not much option.
Maybe they're going to go for the second attempt to get one extra point before the end of the first quarter.
struggling a little
Yeah,
bit.
like you said, there's not many options presenting themselves around the middle.
I think it just takes that one person to make the drive and like confidently cut through.
Front run the line. Oh, there we go. They've made it the recovery.
Great ball to Sienna.
Now just wait for Maisie Stevens to work her magic. There we go. That's another point, and I think that's the end of the first quarter. And the score is 16-12 for MMU. No, I do apologise. It's not the end. My timing has been off.
There's 3 seconds left.
And it's another point. So 17-12 for the end of the first quarter. It's the intensity is definitely coming up. It's getting there.
They've done a really good job, especially to be in the lead in the first quarter. I think puts them in a really good position going into the next couple of quarters. They feel like you're up there.
I mean, it does a lot psychologically. If you're winning, you've got upper hand on the other team, and especially with Nottingham's losing streak. You know, they've lost the last 2 games. I think MMU usually want to capitalise on their current mindset of losing, and I think everyone can say you do give up quite quickly after having a long losing streak. Well, it's not very long. It's only 2 games. It doesn't count as a streak, but I think it's very important for MMU to keep that little gap in between the score so they can win at the end of every quarters.
Definitely.
And we'll be back in a couple minutes for the start of the second quarter. And we're back for the second quarter. It looks like Nottingham Trent has the ball.
So Mamet got the last centre back, so it will start with Nottingham Trent this time.
Okay, well, it definitely looks like Nottingham Trent have upped the intensity, up their speeds. Oh, was that a bit of contact?
That was breaking on the line, so one of the team members from Nottingham, Trent, stepped over the line before the whistle.
Okay.
So they just advanced the ball forward from the centre.
Oh, that's perfect for MMU. Lovely pass over to MMU centre, Neve Skillicorn. MMU looking for space around the D. Nottingham Trent are doing a good job with their defence at the moment.
They definitely look like they've stepped up their defence.
Yes.
Maybe trying a different tactic.
There's less gaps around the defence.
Contact. And again.
Is that another contact?
Another contact.
Perfect for MMU.
She got the rebound. That's fine.
And there we go. That's another point for MMU.
So look, Nottingham Trent have mixed their team up a little bit. They definitely switched out their goal attack. Maybe their circle wasn't working very well, so they decided to change that. It was good to see how the defence now change their play to kind of
Work
match
around
a
it.
different player.
Yeah. That was a close interception.
Well held by Millie. And Millie's been brought up from seconds, I think, so to be starting, she's doing a really good job.
Is this her first game with the first team?
It is,
And
yes.
she is starting. Wow, that's very impressive. From the centre, Millie Van Niel. No, wrong centre. Apologies. No. wrong player. Yes. Okay. So yeah, Nottingham is doing a good job defending, but it's still not enough.
Oh well, they've seemed to have got
I'll take that back. Yes.
I think they got a held time ball there, so you can only hold the ball for 3 seconds, and it was our centre pass, so they managed to defend it so long that we couldn't give a pass in 3 seconds, and they've got the ball off that. Mid-centre for them.
The umpire's called
A little bit of
a
contact.
contact.
Let's see if we can get our centre pass in there.
Yeah, there we go.
Definitely seems to be a little bit more contact going on from both sides.
Yeah.
Seems to be struggling a little bit around the circle, finding the space and the players. I think as the quarter goes on, they'll readjust.
Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, whatever Nottingham Trent during that little break, it's definitely working. The swap around in the team was definitely what they needed.
All it takes is one interception to kind of settle everyone back in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, they are struggling to find that space.
I think Nottingham must have had a talk about doubling up their defence onto Maisie. You can see while trying to get the ball into the circle, she has got 2 players on her.
Yes. It's, I mean, like we mentioned earlier, she's a good player, so it makes sense to add extra defence around her. You know, especially for Nottingham, they don't want to start this losing streak, so they're going to work extra hard. Really nicely done.
Just off the line.
That was a nice pass into the circle. They are struggling, yeah. So what seems to be the problem? Is it just there's not a player making that extra run into the middle, or they're just or the defence is just doing their job and it's working?
I think Nottingham Trent's defence has definitely set up more of a zone. I think maybe in the first quarter they were man-on-man marking and it wasn't working as well for them, so they're trying something else, and we're struggling to break through the zone to get like a front pass, so everyone we don't seem as confident giving the ball, and we just need to see the first one and give that one.
Yeah. It is working what they're doing.
The score of 20-19, so they have creeped a bit more level.
Not managed to equalise just yet. Yeah, it seems to be the opposite of the first quarter. Like you mentioned, MMU did have the ball a lot more in that first quarter. Now I think it's going the other way around with Trent having more possession.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Great goal.
I think Sienna has been brought up from our second team as well, so it's really nice to see the girls stepping up and doing really well in this team, fitting in. So our first and our seconds do train together, so we do play with each other every week.
That is quite. It's a smart thing to do, especially if you have players going up and down both teams. It's not. You don't have to rebuild a brand new chemistry for the first and second teams if you're all training together.
We always end up having a lot of injuries in the first couple of months as well, so players go up and down all the time.
They didn't manage to get the rebounds, so it's good for MMU.
The backline players.
They can't seem to just get that break through their defence. It does look like Nottingham crowd whoever's got the ball. I don't know if that is what they're doing on purpose, but every time one of the MMU's player has the ball, four defenders are around that player.
If that is what they've discussed, then it's working really well.
Yeah.
We are only halfway through this quarter, though,
Of
so
course.
I think we'll start to figure out how to break through that zone.
Yeah, it takes time, of course.
So a bit of footwork there, so it will be man-match ball.
Since stop the time, I think I just lost the ball for a second.
We are doing a really good job keeping the attackers out of the circle.
Yeah, that's unlucky from MMU, but let's see if Maisie in the second shot can get it golden. MMU is still winning, they're still above. So they're holding on quite well. It's just, I think it's going to take a minute for them to figure out how to break that Nottingham Trent defence. But also, like you mentioned, Nottingham have been, they've increased their attack. There's been a lot more fouls from Nottingham.
I think sometimes when players get tired as well,
You get a bit sloppy, less discipline.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, great interception.
Lovely defence.
Libby's really good at those. You'll see her getting a lot of those coming round the body. Let's get the ball. just went off the back line there. Be Nottingham centre pass. I think that was just a break in the line there. So they bring the ball forward. Nice pick up from Chappé. They are really struggling to get it into the centre, into the circle. I don't know whether they just need to have the attackers just need to have a little discussion about how they're going to break that at half time. Maybe bring someone else in.
Or could it just be work rate,
there we go.
making the effort?
They've just changed on the centre, so Anais has gone into centre now and
Replacing Neve.
yes.
Okay, so that might move a few things around.
Yeah, bring on a pair of fresh legs, see if we can find a little bit more space.
And is it just about finding more space, or is it about having one player adding extra, doing a bit extra work?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Less tired.
Yeah, that's true. If you are tired, you don't want to be running into the middle, knowing that something will happen. You will have to come up against the defender.
It's also Anais's first time playing for the first team. She's also come up from the twos.
Oh, so there's quite a few players. That's 3 players now that you've mentioned coming up from the twos.
It was nice to see them being able to step up and just fit really well with everybody else.
It must be nice for them as well. You know, I think any athlete, their goal is to make it to the first team. So them being able to play very comfortably, I would say, for their first game, their first team match, it's been very impressive.
I remember playing my first game. I was so nervous.
It's an accomplishment. You know, making it to the first team. It's not. I think especially if you've been working for it and you didn't automatically start on the first team, making your way up, it's a big reward. So can't quite imagine what they're feeling like at the moment. And especially there's a lot of noise. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but in the background I'm hearing quite a fair bit of screaming. So it must be, the atmosphere must be quite intense for them, but also quite fun.
Yeah. It's always nice to have a home game as well.
Yeah. Representing, yes, of course.
Not sure what happened there.
I think it's just gone out of bounds. Ooh. That's a great job from Nottingham. Quick passes around the circle. They have taken the lead at the moment, 25-23 for Nottingham. There's only 1 minute left. It's I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in the third quarter. Like we mentioned earlier, this could be the dividing quarter, and I think at the moment Nottingham, have the upper hand. They definitely have less gaps around the defence, and their passes seem to be connected a lot easier.
Definitely.
So maybe there'll be a little swap around during the break.
I've just made a quick little change there in the shooting. Neve O'Leary's come on for Maisie Stevens.
We'll see if that does any difference. I mean, not at the moment. There's only 25 seconds left, so we're not going to see the results of it. But I could be wrong. Oh no.
They definitely have two different styles of play. Neve also Neve plays for Ireland, so I'm Blackpool, Northwest Prem, so she's playing at a really good level. Really good player. It would be nice to see what she can do in this circle.
They are moving quite quickly. Or a lovely pass into the circle to Sophie Murray's.
No goal.
So was that goal refused?
Yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but that goal didn't count. The umpire's saying.
Oh well, that's that's good for MMU. But this is half time, second quarter. Nottingham have taken a bit of an advantage, leading with 28 points against 23 for MMU. So we'll be back in a minute for the start of the third quarter. And we're back on. I do have a switch of co-hosts. I have Megan Bentley with me here. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. How are you? Oh, it's now on. Yeah, I'm really good. How are you?
Doing good. No, it's been an interesting game. I mentioned we spoke with I don't know one of your teammates that this would be a very close game, and at the moment it has been. It did look like Nottingham did have the upper hand in that second quarter. They definitely figured out what was working in terms of defense and attack. So it'll be interesting to see what MMU have swapped over that little break.
Yeah, I think they realised that what was mainly going wrong for us, and they just switched to a one-on-one defence against us, which unfortunately worked quite well at the end of the second half. But now Neve, it looks like, has come back into wing attack just to give us a bit more pace in that attacking third. And I think the defence has stayed the same as well, which has worked quite well for us in the first half.
Oh yeah, no, they've been doing a great job, especially Libby. She's been doing great getting those balls, and same with. I mean, nothing to mention. Alice is a good player. Everyone knows. But not sure where this is going. Yeah, it's still very close in terms of the score, and there's a long time left. So anything could really happen.
Yeah, exactly. Because defence are doing quite a good job of bringing the ball down to the attack, to be honest. It's just the attack just needs to keep up the pace throughout the game, to be honest, because they're just going to drive us hard through every single ball. So we just need to keep that intensity up on the attacking end.
Yes.
To be fair, our girls are doing a really good job at they're setting up a box and then going into one-on-one defence, which is working quite well for us. It was just unfortunate with that call there. Kind of broke us up a bit.
So explain that. What do you mean when you say they set up a box and then go into a one-on-one defence? What is that box?
So they'll go into a box into the end third, so it's literally 4 corners of defence.
Okay.
And then try and keep all the attackers on the outside and force them out wide instead of coming into the middle.
Okay.
So it's much easier for the attack to play through the middle because they've got obviously all the space.
Yeah.
Where they push to one side, it will make it so much harder for them to actually get down the court. And that's what we'll try and set up to force them to one side to make that swing over the other side of the court. So then the keeper, those players can like fly out and get intercept.
Okay.
And then if a person does come into the middle, that's when you go back into one-on-one defence.
All right, and you go back to the original.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But Nottingham Trent just got a really easy pass
down
down that court there. So defence will definitely have to try and switch something up now.
Yeah, they do seem to be being able to move the ball quite quickly.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, it takes a bit of time to get into the game. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you mentioned on Monday that usually by the third quarter, that's when the players are peak into the game. They know what's happening. You know who's in front of you. So I think this is where we'll see where exactly the game will end.
Yeah, definitely.
What direction?
It's the same in netball as well. That third quarter is always the hardest quarter, which it's obviously showing now because it's a pretty close game at the minute. And I think Alice McGeechy has just gone off, and Japay has moved into goal defence, and Kat Minto has come on for wing defence.
Lots of swapping around.
Yeah, I think
your
Paige,
coach,
the
saw
coach,
something.
has definitely noticed something that just needs to be changed up a little bit in the defensive end, which is obviously worked because now we've got a turnover.
Yeah, from Chopay.
Yeah, Chopay. Yeah,
Chopay.
She just got a rebound then.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, it does look like
It
they've
does look
started
a
to
bit
move in a bit
better.
quicker.
Yeah.
Yes, it's more fluid.
Yeah, definitely.
Not as stuck. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I think the attack just stopped running the lines then. So that's why we got just a little bit caught on that third line. but the defence for us has really grew throughout this game, to be honest. Because I think Shapay's really had a good game. Because she really drove the wing attack hard, and she wasn't really getting much ball, which obviously helps our defence out much better.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how she does in her new position of goal defence.
Yes.
Oh, lovely pass. Let's see if they... Nice. Okay, so we got the ball into the circle, or maybe not.
Yeah, it was a much better centre pass, to be honest, a better depth in second phase. But it was just that end result in the... Oh, that was a good ball. Yeah, it was just that final touch at the end of the ball that we just need just getting into that circle.
Yes. So let's see if we can... If MMU can actually get the ball back in that circle. Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
there we go.
I think that's what we struggled with in the first half, because I felt like we just weren't letting that ball go a lot. And then when you see in the 2 last plays, then we actually let the ball go, and it was much more fluid down the court.
Yes. Yeah, no, it is the difference between MMU and Nottingham. Nottingham do to, like you said, let go of that ball a lot
Much quicker. Yeah.
And they're going big contact on Shapay there. I think she's all right.
Yeah, straight back up.
Yep, we love that. That's good. But yeah, no, Nottingham do seem to be going down the court a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Than MMU. But I think MMU is trying to stop it, become more fluid.
Yeah, the defence are doing a good job on their attack, to be honest, because they've got a really sharp, quick attack. And I feel like they've adapted really well to it, but the attack just need to carry on what they're doing, keep running the lines, run through the ball as they're doing now. Yeah, just to close that lead down a little bit going into the last quarter. Same again, just out of court there. Probably just need to punch through a bit more on the front rather than asking for the overs, but I'm sure Paige will definitely tell them to do that soon.
Oh, we have a player on the floor. Time out. Oh, it looks semi-serious. She was holding her face for a second. But yeah, I'm not sure if you're aware, but who replaced Maisie Stevens? I don't have the name.
It was Neve, so there's 2 Neves on the team.
There's 2 Neves, okay.
I think it was Neve O'Leary that came on for Maisie.
Okay. It's quite interesting to see the different style of play in the same position. I think Maisie's a lot more... She works a lot more on her footwork, getting that backward foot closer to the goal compared to Neve. But I think they've both been as successful in terms of goals and while trying to get a goal.
Yeah, definitely. They both had the same opportunity for goal, but yeah, it's good on the centre court as well to actually adapt to the different style of shooting that we've keep on bringing onto the court, because as you said, Maisie is much better as the moving goal shooter, using that split stance to get close to the post, whereas Neve is a really good target in the shooting end, and she's a really good hold. So the attackers are doing well to adjust to that new combination.
Yeah, no, it does look that way. I think MMU is doing a really good job at constantly adapting, because a lot is changing.
Yeah.
They've had quite a few changes in positions and substitutions. And also they've had changes from Nottingham side, switching up their way of playing after that first quarter. So MMU is doing a good job at staying in the fight, keep fighting. The score gap is getting a bit bigger, but I think there's still a lot of time. It's a bit too soon to have a prediction of who's going to win.
Yeah, definitely, especially in a netball game. And I see that Paige has just made another 2 changes. Maisie back on as shooter, and I think that's Millie as wing attack. I think that's just to bring on some new fresh legs, just to trying to switch it up a bit.
A bit extra energy.
Yeah, exactly, just to make their defence just think a little bit more.
There we go, that's a goal for Maisie. Let's see if MMU can close that score gap. Oh, a little foul by the MMU team.
Yeah, that was just a break on the centre there, so you can't actually go across the line before the umpire blows the whistle.
It's happened quite a few times this game. I think this is what, the third or fourth time.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's happened quite a few times, which coaches don't really like, to be honest. It's a bit of a bugbear. But yeah, that just comes in with discipline. Fatigue's probably setting in a bit now in the third quarter, because it is quite a tightly contested game, and everything's being really contested. So that was well kept in by Maisie there, but unfortunately landed in the Nottingham Trent's hands. And the play's just been advanced. That's one of the new rules in netball now. So the umpire can actually advance the play. So move it like, I think it's around a third's length. So if anything's like intentional or anything like that, the umpire can make the decision of advancing the play.
Okay, so why did he advance that play? Because it just seemed like Maisie wasn't able to keep the ball on the court. So what was the foul? What happened?
I think that was because Sienna, well, the umpire thought that Sienna did an intentional contact on the goal defence.
Okay.
So if they think it was intentional, then they will move it up.
Yeah. Oh, what a lovely pass into the circle.
I feel like that's what we need more of, to be honest, just letting that ball go a bit more.
Yes.
Because Sienna's been using some really good drives to get into that circle, and they've not really been sighting it early. I feel like MMU are getting quite easy out on the first phase of centre pass, but it's just that second drive deep. We've not got much depth.
Yeah, that's what they're missing. But they've got an opportunity here. Quick goal from Maisie. They're closing the gap slowly. I think both teams are putting a lot of effort into this. The intensity is quite quickly. The passes are very quick, and players are moving around the court very fast. So it's quite hard to keep up with the game.
It is a little bit.
It's not an easy sport to watch, well, to commentate on, especially. Lovely pass. Well, a missed pass.
Yeah, I feel like both the shooting ends for us and Nottingham Trent have been quite strong, to be honest. Shooters are rarely missing. So I feel like that's where we need to turn the ball over quickly before it gets to that shooting end. Because both sides have been really good at shooting today.
Yeah, there's been very, very few misses from both sides. Yes, I completely agree. Oh, was that a little limp from Maisie? I'm not sure. Hopefully she's all right. But yeah, scores 31-40. It's close. It's very close. I think this was expected from the score predictions that I heard from your teammates. Everyone was saying it's going to be a close score.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a close game against their unit, to be honest.
Yeah, it's your teammate Eleanor, who was here before you, mentioned. She said the same thing, and that Nottingham Trent are out of the whole league. They're probably the team that's the closest level to you
definitely.
guys. So you never know where it's going to go. Compared to Loughborough, if you play against Loughborough, you have an idea.
Yeah.
Where the score might
have
go.
An idea, yeah.
But against these teams, you never know. So it's always very fun watching these games.
Yeah, because it could go either way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a fan of watching a game when I know who's going to win straight away.
No, if it's predictable, it gets a bit boring, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, you can't play sports and have it being predictable. It just takes the fun out of it.
Exactly.
Oh, a little substitution.
Yeah,
Chopin out for
Alice McGeechee has just come on for Chopin. So it's probably just resting them legs. Paige should probably give her some notes of what to do. Yeah, probably just give her a little bit of a rest during this third quarter because she's worked really hard the first.
Well, she's been on since the start, I think.
Yeah,
so yeah, they must be tired. She must be tired. Oh, what a nice shot from Maisie. It's they're struggling to close that gap. It's 1 point from MMU will score 1 point, and then Trent will combat it with another one. So it's I'm not sure where this is going to go.
Yeah, that's good for us though. We've got a turnover, so definitely need to convert this over to a goal.
Yep.
And then next it will be our centre pass, so hopefully we'll get 2 goals up on them. And then I've just cursed it. But yeah, this is what Nottingham Trent's really good at, just transitioning the ball down the court.
They've been amazing. I will be honest. They've managed to get that ball down very quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how, because it doesn't look like the defense from MMU side is slacking. They're putting the effort in, and no one's just standing around. I just think Nottingham is being able to find those tiny little gaps, and work. They've got that fluidity of just letting the ball go and not second guessing what passes it's going to do. So, nice steal from Alice.
Yeah, they're. I think the difference is that they're probably doing the pre-work before actually moving towards the ball first, and that's why they're probably finding the space a little bit more easier. But the MMU team is quite a fresh team, to be honest. Like, girls coming in and out of the squad. But yeah, they've been doing really well today.
Yeah, it was mentioned. I think, big clash. I think they're all right. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, I think Kat just got a warning there.
So explain the warning to me. Is that the equivalent of like a yellow card?
A yellow card, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was for dangerous play, probably. So that's probably why Faye just took her off now for Shafay. But yeah, so in netball, the rules have changed again. So the umpire will first speak to you as like a pre-warning.
Okay.
And then next time you'll do something, they'll officially warn you, and then the next time you're off. So it's kind of like a yellow card. To be honest.
And that third quarter went very quickly compared to the first two. But we're looking at 44 for Nottingham Trent against 33 for MMU. Still very close. We'll see what happens in the last quarter, but we'll be back in a minute. And we're back for the last 15 minutes of the game, the last quarter. This will be the deciding quarter. I think it could go both ways for either of the teams. I think not much has changed in terms of the team for MMU. Not sure about Nottingham and Trent.
Yeah, I don't think either team has changed. Yeah, I think they've kept it the same, to be honest, which is probably a good idea for both coaches because both teams are doing really well at the minute.
Yes, no, they're doing good. That was a good start from MMU getting that point in very quickly. But good defense from Alice there. Unlucky from Libby, but
yeah,
they're doing really good. The work rate is there. You can tell preseason was intense and fitness was intense because they don't seem to be too tired.
Yeah,
I think naturally they get tired and skills goes down, but just their attitude, it's definitely it's a very positive attitude.
Yeah, that's what we try to work on in pre-season as well, like building up connections, having like good vibes in the training sessions and stuff, which definitely has helped out in this game. And Paige has been really concentrating on working under fatigue, so we'll do a quick fitness blast at the start, and then go into the session, which I think definitely helped going into this game. So I feel like this was really game specific for this one.
Yeah, it's been very. I mean, I think most netball games are quite intense in terms of stamina, but this game especially, it's been a lot of running up and down. I think mainly due to Nottingham's ability to get that ball down very quickly.
Definitely.
You have to keep up with the ball. So if they're doing that, you're going to be running up and down the court constantly. So it's refreshing to see good stamina in both teams. I think MMU's just trying to find that little gap at the moment in their defence, but Nottingham's doing a really good job.
Yeah, they're going more onto a man-on-man defence now.
Yeah.
Really pushing us on every single ball. Neve's done well there to find the space in that pocket.
Lovely pass.
But they just need to keep on driving through that ball in attack, because that's where we've gained most possession, when we actually drive through the ball instead of like stopping halfway.
Yeah. So where is that, just decision making, or is it just all from training? You know, not stopping halfway like you just said. How are the players doing that? Are they going to do it just if they have the instinct to just let go, or is it all through training, learning the lines?
It's mainly through running the lines of the ball.
Okay.
Because if you've got quite a fast, speedy defender on you, like that perfect example just there, not running through the line of the ball. If you've got a fast player like that wing defence is, you can't really stop the line of the ball. You can't just stop running halfway through. You've got to run absolutely through the ball and not just stop halfway, because that defender can easily just come through and cut the line off and intercept that ball. So that was luckily a perfect example.
Good timing, yes. All right, let's see if Libby can.
But yeah, I think Nottingham Trent are just slightly pulling the score away now.
Now they're doing a really good job with their defence. I think they definitely chose the right tactics to defend MMU. It's quite. It looks intimidating at some point, you know, especially around the circle.
Yeah.
It'll be goal shoot by herself and then 3 other players surrounding her.
Right in front of her, yeah.
And it's they're doing a really good job. Oh, is that okay? Potential point from Maisie. Nice pass. Unlucky. MMU wasn't able to get the rebound, but let's see if they can work again to win possession.
Yeah, that was a really nice play actually from Nottingham Trent, just letting the ball go down that court.
Yeah.
Just MMU just needs to slightly change up something maybe in the defensive end, just in this last 10 minutes. To maybe close that score just slightly down. That was a really good tip by Alice then.
We'll see if the coach Paige changes anything for this last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it does look like Niamh O'Leary might be coming on for Maisie in the shooting end. Maybe just
Oh yeah, she
changing.
stood up. Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe she's just really into the game, or she could be coming on.
But yeah, I think she might be just changing it as just more of a target in that shooting end rather than a rotation circle. Good pressure by Alice at the shot, but unfortunately
Wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. A bit of speed from MMU side.
Yeah, they just need to break through that third line like they just did then, which is good, but it's just the final result just needs to be a little bit more patient on that last ball.
Yeah. Oh, a bit of contact.
Yeah, contact there by Millie just allows us to kind of reset in defence, so that might have just been a slight tactical defence there.
Oh, tactical foul, okay.
Yeah, just allow us just to reset if they've turned it over really quickly and we didn't expect it. Maybe just a tactical foul, just so we can just get back in defence quickly and reset the ball.
Also, we've got a substitution for MMU. I think that was Niamh came in, and
Ane has come in as wing attack and Millie has moved to goal attack.
so hopefully that helps MMU out for these last 9 minutes. You know, fresh, like we mentioned earlier, fresh eyes, fresh energy.
Yeah, to be fair, this is Ane's first game for the team, and she's done really well actually. I think she came on in the second half.
Yeah, second half.
No, second quarter, sorry.
Yes.
there we go.
Second quarter, yes.
Yeah, she really implemented a lot of speed in the centre position, which I felt like we just needed because we were getting a bit fatigued then. So she's done really well in the first game, to be honest.
Both teams, well, I mean, all players have done a lot. I'm not used to watching a lot of netball, and I think in the sports that I watch, you can definitely notice if a player's slacking, if they're just walking around, because they're walking around whilst everyone's running.
Yeah.
And today I haven't seen any, and it's quite impressive.
Yeah, in netball you can't really walk or you can't get away with walking around because one, your coach will be screaming at you.
Yes.
And second, it just doesn't help any of your other teammates because if you're stopping and not moving, that means your defender is not moving and she can pick out other balls and she can go on other stuff easily.
It creates gaps in the defence, yes.
So whereas you're moving about everywhere, you're shifting that defender and getting her to move everywhere, and that might create space for someone else to take yours.
Well, nice steal from MNU. Let's see if they can get a few extra points and close that gap. The score's sitting at 54-36 for Nottingham Trent, so the gap is it's quite big at the moment. But would you say there's enough time for MMU to come back?
Maybe to come back slightly, just to close that gap up a little bit more with the 7 minutes that we've got. But yeah, it'll be quite hard for us to come out with a big win, if you want to say. But yeah, the girls just have to keep on putting the pressure on Nottingham Trent as they've been doing the full game, just to close that score down a little bit more.
Oh, it's going down so quickly.
Oh, that was a lucky call for us, to be honest.
I thought he was going to call contact on Libby, but
yeah, that was
what was that, travel? What was the call from the umpire?
Yeah, the umpire called footwork, which yeah, I would have called contact, but we got the ball anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, yeah, a positive for MMU.
Yeah, it was quite smart by Libby, to be honest, because it was quite a sneaky contact and just made the goal shooter do footwork. Yeah, that was a bit too easy for Nottingham Trent there.
Yeah, I think
fatigue's definitely setting in now.
100%, and also I think just the the morale. When losing, it's always hard to continue putting that effort.
Yeah.
Even if you're not seeing the results, which I think is starting to creep in for the MMU team, but they're still there, still doing the hard work. I haven't completely given up. Oh, no contact by Libby.
That was unlucky, that, to be honest. The ball just fell the wrong way. Paige making another change, so that is Maisie Crimes coming on for Neve and Sienna coming back as goal attack. Just switching that shooting end just a little bit more. I think it just got a little bit too static. Yeah, just switching it up for the last, I think it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's about 5 minutes left. I think there might technical issues with the timing.
Yeah, the
not really
scoreboard
sure.
I think's just gone off. So the umpires are just trying to sort that out now.
Oh, I think Paige seems to have it.
Yeah, I don't think the scoreboard's working at the minute, so I think Paige is trying to use her phone.
Oh, we apologise for these little issues, but game starting back on now.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Umpire was delaying blowing a whistle, which and they just stepped over the line. But yeah, possibly could have blown a whistle a bit quicker.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was unfortunate. Could have reset the play, but just gave Nottingham Trent the ball there. And now Chappé has got a warning for MMU. I think he might have thought it was intentional contact, but I'm not too sure about that one, to be honest.
Didn't look very intentional, but
no,
you know,
it didn't
happens.
Look intentional. But whatever
the umpire's always
says,
right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
But we will not argue it.
Apparently.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah, that was good pressure by MMU then.
Yeah.
They all dropped back into 3 over on the centre pass, and then just put the slight more pressure on the ball for the second phase, which forced Nottingham Trent to force that ball over, which Libby was able to get. And now the umpires gave the ball back to Nottingham Trent. Yeah, that was contact by Neve O'Leary there. No, Neve Skillicorn there.
Some lovely passing.
Yeah, just that slight communication on that last one. But it is towards the end of the game, and everyone is a bit tired, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's been a hard-fought game, to be honest.
It's been very intense. I mean, we predicted it at the start. But I think it would be nice to see if MMU can close that gap just a tiny bit. Not at this time.
No, I think we've been unlucky in a few calls, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where it should have been put in our possession, but the girls haven't complained about it. They've carried on. They've done well.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
You know, it is part of the game. That's one thing people forget. The umpire, the calls, fouls, all of that is part of the game, and you have to adapt to it very quickly. So maybe they were unlucky, but it is part of the game. Good interception from, I think it was Alice, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Alice, yeah, she's been doing really well this game. Her elevation is crazy. So she got a tip just before, and then she got an intercept. So obviously that rest there did her really well.
Yeah, it was very beneficial. It is very intense. There's just 3 players all around the ball at all times, especially in that first third of the court, around the post. So the defense is amazing. I will be honest.
Yeah, it is quite tough to play around, to be honest, especially against Nottingham Trent's team, because they are really intense in their defensive end. So you've always got to keep on moving, keep on changing your angles, keep resetting. But yeah, I think our girls have been quite good with the patience, which has definitely helped out this game.
And Nottingham do have an impressive team with a lot of players playing not just for the university, but they're playing. Some of the players are playing for Northern Ireland Warriors, Nottingham Forest Next Gen. So they have quite an impressive team with a very good experience. I mean, from the start, it wasn't going to be an easy game to win.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think you can see that experience in Nottingham's team. It's definitely helping them out.
Yeah, and I know 3 of the girls in the Nottingham Trent team have played with and against, and I know that the other girls have as well. So they definitely know how we play as a team, which is beneficial for both sides. But obviously, they know how to shut us down.
Yeah, no, that's never helpful if you're playing against them. Oh, lovely simple pass, and it was very successful for Nottingham.
Yeah, the shooter's got a really good hold, to be fair. Yeah, MMU just need to grind it out for the last 2 minutes, to be honest, to try and close that score down a little bit more, just to run him to the end of the game.
There's only a minute 43 seconds left, so they don't have very long. But let's see if she can get the rebound. And the second try, there we go. Nicely done. You can tell that everyone's a bit tired.
Yeah.
It takes a couple extra seconds to reset.
Yeah, that was a nice tip by Libby there.
Yeah.
Defence did well to try and force that ball into the shooter. Yeah, because you want to put the pressure on higher, so the defence or the attack who are high force that ball over, because it's much easier for the defenders to get it.
So that was very, very well done. Again, nicely done from Alice. I think
that should have been our ball. I don't think Alice is too happy with that call. It definitely should have been our ball. But
you can see her mindset. She's back onto it.
Yeah.
Defend, defend, defend. Let's not argue it. That's unlucky. That's unlucky for MMU, but they move on.
yeah, everyone is feeling a bit tired now.
Yes.
Legs are getting a bit heavier. Oh, that was a nice shot.
But the skill, getting tired. I mean, with the shooting, I think that hasn't dropped. Usually, you expect the skill set to drop as fatigue sets in, but it hasn't. Not with the shooters.
No, definitely not.
So they're very good. I mean, both sides being able to keep up that skill set, even after nearly a full hour. Well, after a whole hour, it's been very impressive to watch.
Definitely, I think it's just maybe the decision making sometimes. But yeah, MMU have done really well for the first game at home, especially with a fresh squad.
Yeah, very fresh squad. I think three of your players came up from the seconds. 2 of them is their first home game, the Sports Scholars.
Yeah.
But there we go. That's the end of the game. The final score was 66-39 for Nottingham Trent. It was a very good game to watch. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Megan Bentley, for helping me out for this second half of the game. Do tune in again at 8:15 for a delayed basketball match. It's Man Met first team against Newcastle's first team, so that should start around 8:15. So make sure to tune back in at that time. Otherwise, thank you very much and have a good rest of your day.